Good evening and welcome at Amilingo. My name is Svetozar and it's another class of English. Today is Friday and today we're gonna listen to a new series of podcasts. Its name is Private Lives. It will be rather interesting. We will listen about one of the British women, and she'll tell us about her job, about her dream, and if she made her dream realized. So I won't let the cat out of the bag beforehand. So let's wait for students and start our class. I hope that someone will come, despite the fact that today is Friday. It's rather late. I do hope that someone will join me here. If not, I will just keep on talking on my own, and I'll tell you what I will do this weekend. Okay, I don't have such a possibility because here we've got Alexander and Mikhail. They have just joined me on Amilingo. So hello to you guys. Alexander.
Hello.
Hello to you. So how are you feeling today, Alexander? Feeling inspired, ready to speak English?
Yeah, I'm ill a little, but I'm ready.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What happened? Have you got flu? Running nose, sore throat, coughing?
Something with nose.
Okay, a running nose.
Running nose.
But Alexander, if you will be on the French lesson, it will be
Yes.
a plus for you. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't get to. Well, first of all, Mikhail, after if you never use future, either present or past. So if you are or if you were, depending on what you want to say. So if you are.
If you are.
Yeah, even if you talk about future, you have to use if plus present. Alexander has just left. So
Could you repeat? I don't understand it.
Could you repeat your sentence? What you have just said?
I say, if you will be on the French lesson.
If you will be on the French lesson, so it's not possible to say if you will be. If you are at the French class. If you are, even if you talk about future. So if you are at the French class, you will.
Okay, you will be.
You will, and what is the second part of your sentence?
No, I say it's a plus for you. With the sounds of no.
Ah, you mean that it will help you to pronounce some nasal sounds?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a French language.
That's right, I see. Now I got your joke. Okay, good. Well, anyway, I hope that Alexander will recover and will feel better, because when you don't feel well, you don't really have a desire to do anything. The only thing you want to is to recover as soon as possible. So I wish you to recover as soon as possible, Alexander. Still, thanks for coming and joining us at our Friday party. Okay, and Evgeny, hello to you. Are you here? Are you with us? Evgeny? Polish guy, are you here?
Here. Hi, Svetozar, I'm here.
Hello. Well, how is your Polish improving better and better? Say something in Polish.
Every day it's better and better.
Okay. Today you can say something more. Well, last time when I saw you, you said something different. It was not only something about that you could speak Polish, but it was a little piece of information. Could you say something again in Polish?
Now I can count.
You can count in Polish?
Yeah, I can count in Polish, right.
Great. So will you count a little bit?
Yeah, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 и так далее.
Okay, sounds funny and sounds cute. Okay, thank you. So what have you been doing besides learning Polish? Anything else?
I'm applying. I applying to different universities, so I put like different documents to different universities.
I see. Okay. Well, I see. Okay, thank you. So let's bring in any students who's got some kids as far as they got. Tom, hello to you.
Yes, good evening. I finally connected to the Hangouts. Now I connected using my cell phone. The last tried to connect. When I tried to connect, it was awful. My PC is not so powerful, so cell phone most powerful. Good evening. My name is Anton Belov. I'm glad to see all of us.
Okay, glad to see you too. Well, actually, nice to meet you. So
Learn something.
Okay. Well, Alexander is joking, saying that you look like an avatar. Okay, there is some blue light coming on your face. So, where do you come from, Anton?
I'm from Vinnytsia. It's the center of Ukraine. I very like my city.
I like my city very much.
Very much.
I see. Okay, great. Well, I'm glad to meet you and welcome to my English class. So, Mikhail, what about you? What's new with you? Nothing.
Today was a hard day.
Today has been a hard day.
Hard day.
Hard day.
I don't read anything.
Why was it hard? A lot of work, where you did something extraordinary, and
All
then
day I have been working on the work.
so you spend the day working.
Yes, and I didn't read any news.
Didn't read anything. No news, no books, just nothing. Okay, I see. Well, so guys, today we're gonna talk about private life. So we will listen to a podcast. Actually, we will start listening to a new series of podcasts that will be a story about a woman in Britain. So she'll tell us her story about her dreams in childhood and if she made her dreams realized or not. We will listen to that podcast in parts because it's a rather long podcast. And after listening to every passage of the podcast, you will have a possibility to answer my questions. So get ready to take some notes when listening to the podcast because it's impossible to keep all the information on your mind. So, but before listening to the podcast, I'd like to ask you some questions. And the first question will be the following. Just a second, let me find the list of questions I prepared for you, and we'll start. So, okay, so there is private lives, and here I got my question list. So, the first question is, what was your dream when a child? Alexander, what was your dream when a child?
When I was a child,
When I was a small boy, I dreamt of... What was your dream about? Not about, what did you dream of? Well, let's talk about profession. I mean, what was your dream profession when you were a small boy?
when I was a small boy, I dreamed about
Becoming... Let me type it just a second. So, when I was small, I dreamt of becoming air or an, it depends.
when I was small. I dreamed of I dreamt of becoming an astronaut.
An astronaut.
Yes.
Why did you dream of becoming an astronaut?
I don't know, because all small boy dreamt of becoming an astronaut.
Really? Okay. So you had such a dream because everyone dreamt, so you didn't want just to stay aside from others, or
Yes.
or that was something that you really were interested in.
Yes.
Did you know anything about the profession of astronaut when you were a small boy? Or it was an image, like every boy dreams of becoming an astronaut, so I will dream about it as well.
I could imagine it's from films and art cartoons.
Okay, good. So you had the possibility to watch some movies, some cartoons, and and you liked it, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so why haven't you become an astronaut? Or you
Sorry?
have? Are you an astronaut?
No, I'm not an astronaut.
Okay, why haven't you become an astronaut? When did you change your dream? When did you change? When did you start dreaming of becoming someone else?
Maybe when I started study in school,
Okay.
I forgot about my dream.
Okay, about my first dream.
Maybe I understood that it's very dangerous.
That it was very dangerous. So, and
I had known about any more dreaming.
sorry, please. Alexander, could you repeat, please?
When I started study in school, I had known about more dreams.
I got to know, or I got another dream.
I got other dreams.
Another dream. Okay, I see. And what was the dream? What was it?
Next dream was becoming a policeman.
Policeman.
Yes.
Okay. So first you wanted to become an astronaut, and then you wanted to become a policeman. Why policeman?
I think because of films, cartoons.
Okay, again and again we coming back to films and cartoons. So as far as I can see, television, films, cartoons had a great impact on you, a great influence on your choice, dreams, and life in general. Am I right, Alexander?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, I see. Well, Anton, is there a TV or the radio in your room? Or is it your wife? I can hear female voice talking all the time. Is that your wife or is it the television?
Yes, it's my wife. It's not television. We tried to live without television at all.
Okay, I see.
She reading a fairy tale to my son.
I'm sorry, she is?
She's reading a fairy tale to my son.
I see. She is reading a fairy tale for your son. In English or in Russian?
No, in Ukrainian.
Ukrainian, great. So it's nice to hear that. So, and what is the fairy tale about?
Unfortunately, I don't listen this. I use headphones, so I don't listen. What is fairy tale about?
So I'm not listening to her reading.
Yes.
Or I don't listen to. I'm not listening to her. I'm trying to listen to our conversation.
Our lesson.
To be involved in our
Yes.
lesson. Okay, I see. Good. So, Anton, a question for you. When you were small, what did you dream about? What did you dream of?
When I was small, I dreamed about
becoming of. I dreamt of becoming a or an.
Okay. When I was small, I dreamed to become a taxi driver.
Pilot?
Taxi driver.
A taxi driver. Okay. Why? Why do you want to become an taxi driver?
As I remember, I really like any cars, like any little boy, for example. So why I dreamed to become a taxi driver, I don't remember, but it was my dream.
I see. So as far as I got, so you liked cars a lot, well, all the types of cars and that attracted you, so you wanted to become a taxi driver. Well, did you make your dream realized? Did you become a taxi driver?
Unfortunately, or hopefully, no, because I changed my
So you stopped dreaming of becoming a taxi driver, and what was your new dream after becoming a taxi driver?
Actually, I really like really like any techniques, and my next dream was to be an engineer, electronics engineer.
An engineer?
So,
Mm-hmm. I see.
and after school, I go to the technical university, so and graduated from it.
Mm-hmm. So, and finally you have become an engineer. I see. Okay. Yeah. Anton, well, Anton, I would ask you if it's possible to switch off your microphone when you don't speak, because these, like some voices coming out, they just disturb a little bit. Okay. Could you switch off your microphone when you don't speak? Okay?
Okay, I'll try to clutch it.
Just switch off the microphone when you don't speak. Okay? Good, thank you.
Okay, but I don't see how to.
How to do that? Okay, I will do that instead of you, okay? I know already. So, I guess I have done it. So that's all. I have switched off your microphone. Good. So, Valery, good evening to you. Nice to see you in the class.
Good evening, Svetozar.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling well, and you?
At the end of the week, tired a little bit, and I remember you had some problem with sleeping. Is it better now?
More or less better.
Still, you have this problem. Only a problem.
Yeah, maybe it's not a problem because I've been having this issue for all my life.
Really?
As long as I remember myself.
Oh, that's pity to hear that. But I hope that you will overcome this problem sooner or later. So today we're gonna listen to another series of podcasts dedicated to private life. It will be a story of a British woman. She will tell us about her dreams, childish dreams, and then if she met her dream child or not. But first, questions to everyone about your childish dreams. So when you were a small boy, Valery, what did you dream of?
When I was a kindergarten child, I dreamt of becoming a tankist.
Oh,
yeah. I went crazy about tanks, and I had a lot of toy tanks, and I had a lot of books about tanks. And besides, my father had served in the army, and he was a driver of a tank.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Unlike all many other boys who dreamt of becoming pilots or spacemen, cosmonauts, whatever.
Astronauts.
Astronauts, yes. It was only me who went crazy about tanks.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
Well, and after this dream, what was the second dream?
Yeah, later on at school, I dreamt of becoming a journalist. And actually, I went in for writing club, in the Palace of Pioneers. So I used to write some articles, not only for the school magazine, but also for some local newspapers.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I just quit this activity.
Well,
and
you shouldn't have done that. I think you would have been a great journalist.
Maybe I feel sorry because maybe it could be my bright career, who knows.
I'm sure you would have be a great journalist. Okay, so and what made you change your mind? Do you remember any reasons, particular reasons for which you changed your mind? And
it was a very silly reason. I was 12 years old, and by that time I had been going to that club for 2 years, and then I was transferred from the Palace of Pioneers to the House of Pioneers, to another part of town. And I just didn't manage to find my new instructor in that club, and I just quit going and forgot about it. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So it was very silly.
Well, perhaps, was it the only possibility for you to develop your writing skills as a journalist at that time?
At that time, maybe. Yeah, because the town is small, quite small.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's really pity to hear. But well, actually, I try not to regret. Well, everything that happens has to happen. Anyway, you can become a writer one day.
I doubt.
Why do you doubt? Don't you think it's something that you would like to do?
Well, maybe if I'm retired. But now I don't see a perspective for me to become a writer due to my hard work, long hours I spend in the office, and when I come home, I have some household duties. I have to look after my son, to walk him. So, yeah, quite little time left. Yeah. And
so once you're retired, you can try yourself as a writer, and you will tell about your dreams. I remember
perhaps
the other day you told us about your dream. It was really exciting. So a good plot for a book, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that nightmare.
That's right. Well, it was really detailed. I do remember you told us a lot of details about the dream, so you could describe them in your books. So, okay, thank you, Valery, for sharing about your dreams. Mikhail, are you here? You have just left. Evgeny, what about you? Are you here? Will you tell us a little bit about your childhood dreams? Nope. Okay, Evgeny, Mikhail decided to go away for a while and maybe have a snack.
They're invisible people.
Yeah, they're invisible. Okay, so we won't wait for them because we have another fish to fry. Well, actually, they have another fish to fry. You know the expression, I like this expression a lot. I remember the first time I heard it at university. So, to have another fish to fry means, I guess I have mentioned it the other day. I mentioned it the other day. So, to have another fish to fry means, what's the meaning? Alexander, what do you think? Well, maybe you remember, I used it once. To have another fish to fry.
I don't know. Is it idioms?
It is. He's got another fish to fry. Try to guess the meaning, even if you don't know. He's got another fish to fry. Well, he has another fish to fry. So, Alexander?
I can't.
Can't think of anything. Come on, think a little bit, make an effort. So you have to say at least something, just even if it is not really logical, even if it is a little bit silly, just say what you think, your supposition. So I'm not sure, but I suppose that it might mean
maybe to have another way to do something.
To have another way to do something. Okay, so I'm not sure, but I suppose that it might mean. A second, let me type it. Might. So I'm not sure, but I suppose it might mean. Once again, Alexander.
I'm not sure, but I suppose that it might mean
To
have another way to do something.
Okay, well, thank you for your idea. Now let's ask Anton. Anton, Now please switch on your microphone. Do you know how to do that? Anton?
Anton, you can push on your screen on the mobile, and you can see the button. Microphone is red button. It's off and on.
So
thank you. I see it.
So Anton, now please your opinion about what the expression "to have another fish to fry" might mean. So we can say, "I'm not sure." Suppose that.
I'm not sure, but it could be maybe have another reason to do something, or have another way to do something.
Have another reason or what?
Reason or way to do something.
Way, reason, and I'll have another reason, a reason to do something, have another way to do something. Okay, another reason. Good. Well, perhaps. And Valeri, what's your opinion on the matter, on the expression?
My opinion is, could it be that they have some other business to do?
That's right. So to have something else to do, to have another business, another there, so something that that is not connected with what we do. For example, Mikhail and Evgeny were not here a few seconds ago, so we might have said, they have another fish to fry, or they've got another fish to fry. So, for example, they they got hungry, so they went to grab something to eat, to have a snack, or just they might have a kind of conversation on the phone, etc. So he's got another fish to fry means he's occupied, he's busy with something else from what we are doing at this very moment. Okay, good. So now let's pass to our podcast. So please get ready to listen to the podcast, and also be sure to take some notes when listening to it, because I will ask you some questions. After listening to a passage, I will ask questions. So please get a pen or a pencil, kind of a copybook or a sheet of paper, and take some notes, like keywords, like names, details, or something. Try to learn, listen in a good way, in a correct way. So please get ready to listen and switch off your microphones, and let's get started. So here it goes.
I see myself as a West Country girl who has lived all her adult life in London. I think that if I were to get married and have children and give up my career, I would want to go back and live in the countryside again. I think London is a very good place to live for young people.
In Private Lives today we meet Mo Crow. Mo is 34 years old and she was born in a small village in the west of England. When Mo was 18, her dream was to work in the theatre. Now she's a show manager at the Royal Albert Hall in London. As we'll discover, Mo is a determined young woman who's very enthusiastic about her job. And we'll hear her talk about the house where she lives, her concerns about the environment, as well as what it's like to work behind the scenes at a great British building. First, Mo retraces her steps from working hard for her A-level exams in her final year at school to going on to drama college and becoming a show manager at one of Britain's most magnificent venues.
I was determined to get good A-level results so that I could go into whatever career I wanted to. However, what I really wanted to do, I think, was acting or presenting, something like that. I soon grew too tall to be an actress. I'm 5'9½". So I gave up ideas of that and began to think about jobs backstage, such as stage management. I went to the Guildhall School of Music and Drama and studied stage management there. Then I worked for a series of small theatre companies and ended up at the Royal Albert Hall.
Okay, so let's discuss this passage of the podcast. So, the first question is, how old is Mo? Her name's Mo. easy to remember. So how old is Mo, Alexander?
I didn't get.
You didn't get it. Okay. Who did? Anton? How old is Mo now?
Fortunately, I didn't catch how old is she.
How old? I didn't get how old she is. Well, Valery, what about you? Did you catch this information about her age?
Could she be 35 years old?
Sorry?
35.
35, perhaps. Okay. Well, 35, almost. Yeah, very close to the right answer. Just a little bit not exact. However, very close. Okay, we will listen once again to get that. And then another question. What was her dream when she was 18? Oh, we got Seva here. Hello, Seva. Are you here?
Hi, how are you? Yes, I can.
What about you? How are you feeling?
I'm glad to see you too.
Okay, nice to see you again too. So, how have you been doing? Is everything fine there?
Yes, thank you. It's okay. It's okay.
How are your children? I remember you got not one child, 2 children, or 1?
Yes, you're right. They are sleeping already.
They are sleeping now, okay. Did you read them a fairy tale before they went to sleep?
Of course. 3 fairy tales.
3 fairy tales.
6 yes.
And I suppose it was in English, wasn't it?
No, it's not always in English. At last time, no, how I must say, in the last few months, I can tell. No, I don't tell the fairy tales in English.
I see.
Just in Russia.
Okay, in Russian. Okay, so anyway, it's a good thing to do, to read fairy tales for children when they go to sleep. I loved fairy tales when I was small. Well, it's really good thing. Okay, good, Seva. So join our little discussion. Today today we are listening, and now we are listening already to a podcast about Mo. That's a British woman, and here there has been just an introduction. I'm not sure if you had a possibility to hear it. So now we are discussing the first passage. So the first question was about her age, and Valery gave us the answer. She might be 35, if I'm not mistaken, or you said. The next question is, what was her dream when she was 18? So, Alexander, what was her dream when she was 18?
I don't know.
I'm sorry? You didn't get it. Come on, Alexander, try to get concentrated a little bit. I know that you don't feel well because you got a runny nose, but still, please try to concentrate, okay, as much as you can, and to catch some details and take some notes. Okay, Valery, do you remember what was her dream when she was 18?
She dreamt of becoming an actress.
That's right. She dreamt of becoming an actress when she was 18. And what will she tell us in this podcast? She will tell us some information about her life. Anton, what exactly will she tell us in this podcast? So in the introduction part, there was something mentioned about what she will tell us about. So could you tell us what she will tell us about?
She will tell us about. Yes, I'm here. As I remember, she became to show manager.
Just a second. First, this information was a little bit later. In the first part, the introductory part, so the commentator told us she will tell us something about what? She will tell us about her dreams, about her job, about her attitude to what?
Yeah. As I remember, she lived city and go to countryside again. I don't know all details. I don't remember all details.
Okay, so why couldn't she become an actress, Anton? Why couldn't she become an actress?
Oh, it's a difficult question.
She dreamt of becoming an actress, but when she was 18, but she couldn't. Why couldn't she become an actress?
She, as I remember, she got a child and should leave her career after that.
She got a child.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps. Well, Valeri, will you tell me about the reason for which she couldn't become an actress?
I'm not sure, but did she fail her exams?
She failed her exams, and that prevented her from becoming an actress. Not really. Okay, so let's listen once again to these parts and try to get, well, first, what will she tell us about, and then the reason for which she didn't become an actress. And I've got another question. Just a second, please. Okay, actually that's it. And what did she choose instead of the career of an actress? Okay, so let's listen once again.
People. In Private Lives today we meet Mo Crow. Mo is 34 years old and she was born in a small village in the west of England. When Mo was 18, her dream was to work in the theatre. Now she's a show manager at the Royal Albert Hall in London. As we'll discover, Mo is a determined young woman who's very enthusiastic about her job. And we'll hear her talk about the house where she lives, her concerns about the environment, as well as what it's like to work behind the scenes at a great British building. First, Mo retraces her steps from working hard for her A-level exams in her final year at school to going on to drama college and becoming a show manager at one of Britain's most magnificent venues.
I was
Okay. So, how old is she? Is she 35?
She's 34.
34. Okay. Still, you are very close to the right answer. Good. So, and why didn't she become an actress? Oh, I guess we haven't listened to this part. Okay, let's continue. I'm not sure if you could hear.
Determined to get good A-level results so that I could go into whatever career I wanted to. However, what I really wanted to do, I think, was acting or presenting, something like that. I soon grew too tall to be an actress. I'm 5'9½". So I gave up ideas of that and began to think about jobs backstage, such as stage management. I went to the Guildhall School of Music and Drama and studied stage management there. Then I worked for a series of small theatre companies and ended up at the Royal Albert Hall.
Okay, so here is a passage in which you could hear the reason for which she couldn't become an actress. So why couldn't she become an actress? Alexander.
She gave up, and...
Why did she give up? There was a particular reason for which she couldn't become an actress, at least from what she says, judging from what she says. It deals with her
height.
Let's say, sorry?
Height. It's all about her height.
That's right. It's all about her height. So she was too small, wasn't she?
She was too tall.
She was, well, yeah. That is, she not too small. Sorry, she was too short. Well, yeah, she was too tall to become an actress. Actually, she said, I quickly grew too tall to become an actress. So that was the reason for which she changed her mind. Actually, she couldn't become an actress. And what did she choose, Seva? What did she choose instead?
The stage manager.
Right, so she
She's
decided.
a stage manager.
Exactly. So she chose stage management instead. Mm-hmm. Good.
And
So,
she worked at theaters.
sorry?
And she began to work at the little small theaters, I think,
Mm-hmm.
as a stage manager.
Yeah, and so she started to working as a stage manager. Did she work just in one place for one company?
No, she won in a lot, not a lot of it,
For
two
several.
or more.
Worked for several companies. Mm-hmm. And finally, she ended up by working in.
Or I passed it by.
Mm-hmm. Valerie, do you remember? Where does she work now?
She's working for Royal Theatre.
That's right. Okay, good. So Albert Hall, Royal Albert Hall in London. Good. So now let's listen to the next part and try to get more information. Okay. So let's continue. Good.
Mo lives in West London and travels to work by bicycle or underground train, depending on the weather. She's home-loving and a landlady, since she rents one of the rooms in her house to an old friend.
I live in a Victorian terraced house. It's a small 3-bedroomed house. It's the first property I have ever owned, and I love it. I have a lodger who I've known for many, many years. He's called Tony, and I like to be at home where I can. I like to plan redecorating my home. I love gardening. My favourite room is probably the living room.
Mo supports 2 organisations which campaign to protect the environment, and she saves items of household rubbish so they can be collected by local government workers and reused.
I'm very concerned about the environment. I'm a supporter of Greenpeace and Friends of the Earth. I'm very into recycling. I recycle from home paper, card, cans, bottles. I'm also a vegetarian. Not a strict vegetarian because I do eat fish.
Okay, so let's discuss this passage. The first question that I'd like to ask you is, so how does she get to her job, Anton? How does Mo get to her job? On foot, by bicycle, on bus, on her personal helicopter, perhaps? So, how does she get the job? Anton? Switch on your microphone, please, and I'm all ears.
Yes, I have some issues. She to her job by bicycle.
By bicycle, okay.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So does she always get to her job by bicycle? Does she always get to job by bicycle?
By bicycle.
Always? Anton?
I don't hear you.
Does she always get to her job by bicycle?
Something with connection.
I see. Okay. Anyway, thank you for your answer. So she gets to her job by bicycle. Does she always get job by her bicycle? Alexander, are you here?
Unfortunately, I didn't catch it during the listening to the podcast.
Okay, Anton.
I catch it.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Anton. Thank you. Alexander, please, I'd like you to hear your answer. So does she always get the job by bicycle, or she sometimes gets the job using other items, either ways of transport, public transport perhaps?
She gets on job by bicycle or by train. It depends.
And when does she go on train?
When weather wasn't good.
Not was, when the weather isn't.
When weather isn't good.
When the weather isn't good, so when it rains, so she gets the job by on train. Or actually, she goes by train or she gets by train. Okay, good. Another question. So what does she like doing? So first question, if she lives alone. So does she live alone or not alone? Mikhail, have you been listening? No?
No, I don't follow this.
Okay, you don't follow. So Valeri, does Mo live alone or she shares an apartment with someone?
I guess she lives alone.
She lives alone. And where does she live? Does she live in an apartment or in a house?
In an apartment, I guess.
In an apartment, perhaps. Well, and Seva, what do you think? Does Mo live in a house or in an apartment? And
I think she has about little house, and it's the first how I say it's the first
it's the first property.
It's her first property in her life, and she really loves it, and she likes gardening, and she redesign her apartment and make a gardening and something like that.
Okay, so she lives in a house. It is her first property, as she said. Okay, she loves gardening. And what about any other people that live with her? So does she live alone or with someone?
No, someone. A few. I heard something that a few friends live with her.
She lives
but
with
I don't actually understand clearly what the.
Okay, so let's listen once again to this part. So try to get this part. If she lives alone or not. She's not. If she doesn't live alone, so who does she live with? So let's listen once again. And then also try to get some information about her attitude to environments. Okay, so let's get started.
My favorite room is and I have ever owned, and I love it.
Okay.
Travels to work by bicycle or underground train, depending on the weather. She's home-loving and a landlady, since she rents one of the rooms in her house to an old friend.
I live in a Victorian terraced house. It's a small 3-bedroomed house. It's the first property I have ever owned, and I love it. I have a lodger who I've known for many, many years. He's called Tony, and I like to be at home whenever I can. I like to plan redecorating my home. I love gardening. My favorite room is probably the living room.
Mo supports 2 organisations which campaign to protect the environment, and she saves items of household rubbish so they can be collected by local government workers and reused.
I'm very concerned about the environment. I'm a supporter of Greenpeace and Friends of the Earth. I'm very into recycling. I recycle from home paper, card, cans, bottles. I'm also a vegetarian. Not a strict vegetarian because I do eat fish.
Okay, so coming back to Mo's house. So she's got a big house, the first property she has ever earned. Does she live alone? Valeri?
She lives with somebody else.
And who is that someone else?
She mentions landlady, right?
Actually, she is a landlady because she rents a room to some members.
There is some noise.
Yeah, okay. So she is a landlady and she rents a room to one of her friends.
Okay.
She calls him like a lodger. Lodger is a person to whom a landlord or landlady can rent a room, bedroom, etc. So, and his name's
Mike?
Tony, I guess.
Oh yeah, Tony.
Tony. Okay, good. So, what's Mo's favorite favorite place in the house? Anton. What is Moore's favorite place in the house? Anton? Can you hear my question?
Yes, I hear your question. I have some issue with performance. She's her favorite place, her apartment was, as I remember, lodger.
No.
She liked to decorate it and so on.
It wasn't about loggia, it was about lodger. She said lodger it's a person, like that Tony. So the person to whom
could you repeat?
Okay. Lodger, it's a person to whom she rents a flat, her friends. And just a second, let me type for you. Lodger. So, and the favorite place in the house, there is a
lodger. Okay.
Lodger is a person to whom she rents a room. But a favorite place in her house, it's a living room. And that's right, that's true that she likes decorating it and redecorating. As Seva said, that she also enjoys gardening. It's another activity she likes very much. Althea, hello to you.
Hi.
It's very nice look. A cap today.
Yeah, I just returned from
tennis.
Yeah.
Are you into tennis?
No.
No. Okay, I see. So nice to see you and join our little party tonight. So we are listening to a story about Mo, who wanted to become an actress when she was a girl. Actually, when she was young girl, when she was 18, and now she tells us about where she lives, and she described actually her house and her hobbies, we would say. So now let's talk about Moore's attitude to environment. What has she mentioned about environment? Alexander, are you here? Okay, nice. Let's just switch it off. So, Alexander, are you here? Not anymore, I guess. So, what's Moore's attitude to the environment, Valery?
Well, she is a supporter of two environmental organizations, so she's really concerned about protection of environment.
Environment protection.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's into recycling. She recycles a lot of things.
From home, like, for example?
Like paper, wood, yeah, maybe glass.
Cans, bottles, okay, good, that's right. Well, what can we tell about her preferences in food, Seva? Seva?
She's vegetarian. But she not pure vegetarian. She's eating fish.
So she isn't a strict. She isn't a strict vegetarian because she does eat.
She does eat fish.
Yeah. Well, we can say she eats fish or she does eat fish. The way she said, because I do eat fish. Sometimes, when you want to emphasize on something, you can use this do or does, depending on the person, just to put a kind of an emphasis on what you want to say. I do like, I don't know, fish, or she does eat fish, meaning that she really does it. Okay, good. So now let's continue. So yes, she has told us about her preferences in food. Now she'll tell us a little bit about the city she lives and friends and what people do. So please take some notes and try to be attentive.
Mo and her friends make the most of living in London. They often go out to restaurants and bars, and they go to the cinema or theatre at least once a week. Mo feels very fortunate to work at the Royal Albert Hall, which has about 300 shows a year, including classical and pop music concerts, ballet, boxing, comedy acts, tennis, sumo wrestling, and even ice skating. It's clear that to get to know Mo, we need to appreciate the place where she works.
Okay, so let's discuss this short passage, because after that she will tell us about the place she works at. So the first question is, what can you tell about Moore and her friends' life in London? Althea.
They say that at last a week they go for some of these kind of spots. So
They go into some sports. What kind of sports?
tennis. They say what else? I don't remember. Volleyball maybe.
Well, first of all, what was mentioned about her friends, Moore and her friends? How do they like spending time? That is the question.
At last one time in a week they go to the theater.
Once a week.
Once a week they go to the theater.
To the theater.
Yeah.
Okay. Other places mentioned in the podcast.
They go for sports.
So they do some sports.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, thank you, Althea. Other information? Alexander, are you here? No?
I'm here, but I didn't get about friends.
You didn't get about friends.
I just heard about places to visit.
Okay, what kind of places have you heard about?
Theater and sport places.
Okay. Who remembers anything else about what they do? What Moore does with friends? Seva?
Concert, pop concerts, museums, I think. Some shows, I think.
Okay, some shows. Okay, good. Well, let's listen once again. I want you to catch all the information, okay? Just a second, please.
Oral theatre at least once is make them.
I'm also a vegetarian. Not a strict vegetarian because I do eat fish.
Mo and her friends make the most of living in London. They often go out to restaurants and bars, and they go to the cinema or theatre at least once a week. Mo feels very fortunate to work at the Royal Albert Hall, which has about 300 shows a year, including classical and pop music concerts, ballet, boxing, comedy acts, tennis, sumo wrestling, and even ice skating. It's clear that to get to know Mo, we need to appreciate the place where she works.
Okay, Pareri, will you tell us, mention some details about other activities that haven't been mentioned yet?
So Mo and her friends go to bars, restaurants, cinemas, theaters, and also they make most of their time visiting London's different shows, sports events like boxing, wrestling, tennis. What else?
And there was even ice skating.
Ice skating, yeah, ice skating.
Okay.
Ice skating.
That's right, ice skating. Good, good, thank you. So now let's continue. She'll tell us a little bit about the place she works at. So let's go on.
If you'd like to come with me now, we'll go up these stairs. This is staircase 11 at the Royal Albert Hall, and it's going to take us up to the gallery. From the gallery, we'll get a wonderful view of the whole of the auditorium of the hall.
When she reaches the gallery, Mo stands in the back row and proudly surveys the vast auditorium. It's a glorious space which can hold over 5,000 people. It's like an amphitheatre with a huge glass and iron dome high above the auditorium and stage. Mo continues our tour and takes us into a very elegant seating area, bought by Queen Victoria over 125 years ago and now owned by the present Queen, Queen Elizabeth II.
We're now standing in the Queen's box. It's a double-sized grand tier box. It has 20 seats in it. Today, we have an event on called Youth Makes Music, and the orchestra are on stage. They're about to start rehearsing. They're all youths of 16 or 17 who once a year come in and have the hall for the day. This is, after all, the nation's village hall.
Many villages in Britain, like the one Mo grew up in, have a village hall where local events take place, such as summer fetes, amateur theatre group productions, and even wedding parties. The Royal Albert Hall is a grand-scale venue where ballet companies and orchestras from around the world can perform to huge audiences. One of Mo's most precious memories as a member of an audience at the hall is of a pop concert.
I think my favourite type of music is probably rock music, if I'm honest. And my favourite artist has to be Eric Clapton.
Okay, so let's discuss this passage. Well, first there's some information about the place she works at, that Albert Hall, concert hall, and there was some information about the Queen's box. So, did you get how many people can hold that hall? So, how many people can hold the hall?
5,000.
Sorry?
5,000.
5,000 people, okay. And how many people, actually how many seats are there in the Queen's box? How many people can sit in the Queen's box? A separate place or privileges? Do you remember? Nope. No information, okay. Okay, another question. Okay. Now, hey, so what can happen in a village hall? So there was some information about villages in Britain, and so she said that every village had a sort of a hall, concert hall, and what can happen in that village hall? What kind of events can happen there? Anton? Are you back? Are you here now? Or not anymore? Okay, so who can tell us? Seva, could you tell me, so what can happen in a village hall?
No, I don't get it. I don't get most of this part.
You haven't got the most.
Understand what she told.
Okay, so who remembers what can happen in a village hall in Britain? What kind of events are held there, Althea?
As Seva.
Okay, you haven't got the master of the podcast, so it's that complicated. Okay, Valerie, could you help us about? So, what kind of events can be held in a village concert hall in Britain? No?
Maybe it would be better for us to be given some questions before listening to the text.
Okay.
Because it's kind of difficult, yeah.
I see, okay, I'll try to do that. Okay, so now let's listen once again to this very passage and try to catch the information. So what can be, what kind of events can be held in a village concert hall in Britain? Okay, just seconds.
Many villages in Britain, like the one Mo grew up in, have a village hall where local events take place, such as summer fetes, amateur theatre group productions, and even wedding parties. The Royal Albert Hall is a grand-scale venue where ballet companies and orchestras from around the world can perform to huge audiences.
Okay, so that'll do, I guess. So what kind of events can be held in a village hall? Seva?
Like a theater, so no, I remember just now, but something, not concert, theater, then ballet.
Anything else?
Some local events might happen, like weddings.
Like weddings, yes.
Okay, yeah. Even weddings can be held at these kind of villages, halls. And what is the genre of music more prefers? Althea?
Top music?
Pop music.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
If I'm not mistaken.
I'm afraid you are. Okay. Who remembers?
Maybe orchestra.
Orchestra, like classical music? Not really, Alexander. Okay, so she will just mention at the end. Let me make you listen.
Rock music.
Sorry?
Rock music.
Rock music.
One of Mo's most precious memories as a member of an audience at the hall is of a pop concert.
I think my favourite type of music is probably rock music, if I'm honest. And my favourite artist has to be Eric Clapton.
Okay, so according to what she says, her favorite type of music is probably
Rock music.
rock music. Yeah, she's been to some pop concerts since she works as a stage manager, so she has such a possibility to be present in different kinds of events. But her favorite type of music, if to be honest, that is rock music. Okay, so yeah, that has been a little bit difficult for you to get. So I will try to first to give you a list of questions that will help you to pay attention at some moments listening. That will be better. Okay, good. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed listening to this story about Mo. So despite the fact that sometimes we cannot make our dreams realized, we can find something different, another activity that will bring us pleasure and will make us happy. So I hope you have chosen the right profession that makes you really happy, you enjoy it. If not, try to think of maybe changing it or just having some hobbies that will make your life brighter and more interesting. Anyway, thanks for coming at my class. I was glad to see you again. And so I wish you to have a nice evening, sleep well, and enjoy your weekend. Hope to see you next time at my classes next week. That'll do for today. Thanks for coming. Goodbye for now.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you. Goodbye.